Hi, everyone, and welcome to the back to school training for this month. I am Monica, the Purple Box organizer. I'm a home coach, a professional organizer, and a certified life coach. I help you prioritize personal and household goals to declutter your home, schedule, and mind. Working together, we create customized home systems so that your household can function more efficiently and you can spend more time doing what you love. I specialize in helping you define routines, design systems, and to simplify your thoughts to move forward with less judgment and more momentum. I'm very passionate about home systems. With good habits and manageable action steps, I can help you get your home organized and keep it that way on a daily basis. I am a wife to my wonderful husband, Ian, and I'm a mom to my three cute kids. Brighton is 11, Jaden is 8, and Braylon is 3. I also teach dance at a local studio where I choreograph for 2 of the competition routines and direct and choreograph for the performing team. I love spending time with my family. I love Oreos. And yes, my favorite color is purple. So back to school. This is for you if you have kids going back to school. This is for you if you have kids who have already started back to school. And this is for you if you don't have kiddos in the home and you just want a nice, fresh fall start. You are in the right place if any of those fit your household. I'm going to go through a few lists of how to prepare for your kids going back to school and you getting ready for the fall season. And then I'll also talk about how many of these same lists can help no matter what your situation is. If you don't have kids, that's okay. You kind of tailor it to what you need, what you'd like to look out for. Now, clearly, if there's some things on the kids' school side that you don't have kids in your home, like you're just going to cross those off. But some of those things we'd like to take a look at for either kind of household, okay? So stick with me here. I'll have good stuff. It's great if it can help you be ready for the fall season in your own business or your corporate job or wherever you are as an employee, or if you're not an employee and you're a stay-at-home mama, all of these work, okay? So take these notes into account for yourself as well as for your spouse or even both also if you are in school yourselves, okay? Let's talk about the most obvious one, right? When we talk about going back to school, sometimes we want to jump into buying all the clothes or getting new clothes. I want you to stop and check each kiddo's clothes to see if they are in need of any. So you're not overbuying and then you're finding yourselves stuffing the dressers or stuffing the closets full of clothes. And now you're overwhelmed with what fits, what doesn't fit, and what we really don't need, okay? I usually attend to one kiddo at a time, so I'm not overwhelming myself. And then I definitely use bribery to get them to cooperate, because what I'll do is I'll pull things out and I'll have them try them on so that I know, yes, this fits, or we need to pass this down to your brother, or we're going to put it aside for somebody else to give it to. Okay, so if it's too small, it goes in the giveaway pile or a drawer or some kind of bin to fit for the next kiddo. All right, and now you're left only with the clothes that fit. So then I like to make kind of piles of all of those things that are left so I can see little categories of how many they have. Okay, they are left with 2 pairs of pants. They have 7 shirts, and you can decide, I'm not going to tell you how many of each, but you can decide how many is best for your household. Okay, so here's a list of the following things that I came up with that you'll want to take a look at. We have pants, short sleeve shirts, long sleeve shirts, dress socks, pajamas, shorts, sweats, belts and ties, of course, underwear, socks, at least 2 pairs of school shoes, 1 pair of yard shoes. I have my kids only wear outside shoes when they're playing out in the backyard. So those are their outside shoes, that's what they call them, and they only wear them in the backyard. So they can get them all dirty and grody, and they don't have to wear the same pair to school because they don't look very nice. If you have girls, maybe you look at dresses or skirts. And then you might want church dress, like church or dress pants, or a church dress for going to church. And then also for boys, church or dress shirt. Dress shoes, sweatshirts, gym attire if that's required, if they have a PE class and they have to have a specific gym attire. And then any extracurricular uniforms or practice wear. So if they have to wear something specific to dance, or they have to wear something specific to baseball practice or soccer practice, that all of those extracurricular uniforms and attire are purchased or ordered, okay? And then be on the lookout for winter gear. It's not usually out just yet, but I did see somebody post a picture that someone had coats already. So probably depends on what area you live in, how quickly you start to get the cold and winter. So keep on the lookout for those. And then I have a whole list of these items on my website, Purple Box Organizer, under downloads. So it's like the winter clothing list. You can print that off so you can kind of see like, okay, he's going to need a new set of snow bibs or a new snow jacket, or he's grown out of his gloves and his boots. So you kind of have a whole list to follow, okay? What I like to do is make a list of all of the items that we just talked about for their clothing needs for the school year. Write out how many of each that I need, and then also what size for each. So you're going to the store and you have the whole list and you know I need 3 shirts and he wears a size 12. And he needs 1 more pair of shoes to supplement and he's wearing a size 4.5. Okay, so you already have that and you don't leave the house and then realize, oh shoot, I have no idea what the size is, or you're calling to get their shoe size, okay? And then I want you to donate what you no longer need. Release thyself of extra things that you don't need in your household. Okay, if you don't have a designated donate box, this is a great time to put one together. Okay, I have an old diaper box in my garage and it has a sign on it. I actually have downloads on my website with these too that I just printed out. It says donations. Okay, and anytime I have a donation, I plop it in that box. And when it's getting kind of full, I dump it into a bag and then I take it to the donation center. All right. All right, so for clothing, I want you to plan a shopping day and put it on your planner. Or if you have a kiddo that wears school uniforms, make sure you order those school uniforms if that's what's required. Okay, now let's talk quickly about you, mama. Do you have enough of what you wear? Now, this might not be the best time to completely go through your closet, but you could set it out in piles of different categories of what you do wear. Okay, do you have enough clothes that you wear day to day? Do you have enough work clothes if you work? Do you have enough workout clothes? Are you okay on your church clothes? Or maybe a dressier outfit for a special occasion, okay? So you would set those out and say, okay, I know I wear this, 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 and this. I don't wear these things. You could go through them, or you could just, you know what, I'm going to put them back in the closet and address those another day. Now I'm left with, I have 5 shirts that I wear. I only have 2 pairs of pants. No wonder I can never find them, or I'm always doing laundry. Okay, and then you can address for the same thing. Make your own list of what you need and how many of each, okay? All right, if you wear any clothes that need to be dry cleaned, I want you to plan a day each week to drop those off, and then also what day you're going to pick them up, okay? And put those 2 errands in your calendar so those are set. So you're never running around going, oh my goodness, I don't have anything to wear, or this one's not my favorite and I'm not going to feel confident because I'm doing a big presentation today. That you just have it on your calendar and on your schedule that this is just what I do, and I always have the things that I need from the dry cleaners. All right. Moving on to supplies. Most teachers or schools will have a specific list of supplies for you to buy. That's the case for ours. They have a list for each student to purchase that they donate to the class so that everyone uses them. And then they'll have a smaller list, usually, of things that they need that they don't share. Like last year, it was like headphones and maybe like a set of markers or crayons or something that they just keep at their desk. Okay. As you're given these lists, I would first check the supplies that you have on hand so you don't overbuy. Okay. And then you can think about what supplies that you need to have on hand at home for homework. So if they're doing some kind of project, make sure you have some glue on hand, anything you can think of, but don't go crazy and overbuy. There are times where we'll have to go and get a couple of specialized things for a specific project, and that can be okay. If you don't have kids, I want you to be sure that you have the right amount of office supplies for your work, for working at home, and for when you're doing your scheduling, okay? Make sure you have a proper planner. Now, this doesn't mean I'm telling you run out and get a new planner, although if you need one, that's okay. But does the one that you have work for your needs? If it does, make it work for your needs. Okay. But if you don't, that's the time to say, you know what, this one I thought would work, but the boxes are a little bit too small. I like to write a little bit more. Or maybe this planner is just so big, I will never use it. I just write bullet points. So I'm going to invest in a little bit smaller one. This is a perfect time to kind of grab one. Okay. But think about what functions you want and need the planner to have before you purchase one. Does each kiddo have a backpack? And do you have a work bag that suits your needs? Use what you already have on hand, again, if it's working for your needs. All right. Does anyone in the household need a new lunch bag? I don't think anyone uses lunch boxes anymore. I miss those. But just a little pouch, a little grab bag, any lunch bags that need to be purchased, all right? Any lunch supplies like ice packs or food containers that if you use reusable ones. Any water bottles. It's definitely worth it to invest in these items that travel well and that are leak proof because it'll be less mess and cleanup when they bring it home, especially the water bottle. Okay, what is the lunch plan for everyone? Okay, starting to talk about meals. Do the kids take a lunch? Do you take a lunch? Write down some lunch items on your shopping list for your next trip, or if you want to wait till it's closer to school starting, you can do that. But be sure to include snacks for after school and then also some healthy snacks for running to and from the next activity. I know sometimes you're going right from school, right to the next thing, and the kiddos will need some healthier snacks, something with protein in it to help them go for their activity. Okay. And then write in your planner when you're going to make a meal plan each week. Talk about or think about breakfasts, lunches, snacks, and dinners. Now, I'm not saying you have to write out Monday, we're going to have eggs. Tuesday, we're going to have pancakes. If that works for your household, you're awesome. I'm just saying make sure you have a general idea of like, these are the things that we have for breakfast. Do we have those ingredients or items on hand? Bag of cereal, okay? Same with lunches, whether you're making lunches, maybe you homeschool your kids and you need to make sure you have specific things at home for their lunches. And then the same for dinner. Dinners get a little bit more in depth where we want to write out what the dinner is, maybe what the sides are, and make sure you have a plan for when you're going to purchase those items, how you're going to shop, when you're going to shop, all those things. Okay. You get on top of it now, even if your kids have already started back to school, get on top of it now and you'll feel like a superstar. All right. If your kids buy school lunches, make sure you're putting money on their school or food accounts. We have a way that when it gets down to $5 or just under $5, I'll get a notification. So technically they could go purchase another lunch after that, but then I know it's time to refill their account. That way they're never ending up at school. I know they don't not feed them, but they're never ending up with something that they don't really like or that they're not able to purchase the lunch that they wanted because they have no money. Okay. All right. So put money on their school or food accounts. Ours is the same, but that might be different. Okay. And then if you need to, at this time, you can sign up for the free or reduced meals. Most school districts offer that. If you don't have kids, make a meal plan for yourself. And this will save you time, money, and effort throughout the week. It seems like, this is a boring task, but if you plan it out, then you're more likely to follow through on that. And then again, you're saving time, money, and effort for yourself to do other things that are more fun than thinking about what I'm eating for lunch tomorrow. All right, let's talk about a big one for me, drop zones. Do you have a place for each kiddo to hang their backpack? A spot to hang or place each lunch bag? Do you have a spot for your work bag, for your purse? Is there still a diaper bag in your house? How about a gym bag, a dance or a sport bag? Or maybe you have all the things, right? Do you have a place for all of these things? And if the answer is no for all of them or any of them, any one of them, this could be the reason why it can't be found or it is strewn about in their room or the entryway where you're just annoyed every time you come in, okay? Create a place for it and then make sure you inform the household members of this new system. Okay, it is great to create this place for it. But if you don't tell Susie this is where you hang your dance bag, you can't expect her to know where that's going to be. Okay, so kind of follow through to the end on that one. If you create a specific place for these items, things like keys, wallets, okay, your home will look tidy, and those important items that you need to go with you will be right where you need them for the next day or the next time, okay, for the next activity. If you don't have any kiddos, where do you put your work bag, your purse, gym bag, keys, wallet, sunglasses, lunch bag? If you have, again, a specific place for all of these items and you put them there the moment you come in the door, your home is going to just look so, so tidy. Okay. Create your own system of putting these things away the minute you come in the door. This makes all the difference in how tidy your home looks. And again, important items are right where you need them to be the next time you leave the house. All right, let's move on to hygiene supplies. Do you have plenty at home? Do they need any in their lockers or their gym locker or in their activity bag for sports? Okay, maybe some deodorant, body spray, chapstick, maybe little flossers, a toothbrush, toothpaste. Think of things that they would actually use and the things that they would need, okay? You can put together like a little zipper pouch for them to keep it all together, but be sure to add any locker supplies and organizational items. If they'll have a locker this year, just put those on your shopping list, all right? That was my favorite thing about junior high and high school. I was such a nerd, but this is how you know I was supposed to organize because I loved being able to organize my locker and getting the things that go in it. It was so fun. All right, if you have kids that are getting a little bit older, you might need to address, do they need to add deodorant to their routine? And some kids need it a little bit earlier than others. We didn't have Bright and Start till a couple of years ago, and it was just recently that we added Jaden trying to get used to the routine so that he kind of like starts to learn on his own. This is something I do before I put on my shirt every morning, okay, and every time after I take a shower. Okay, or maybe there's a face wash routine that you need to help them add to their routine, kind of understanding a little bit of extra personal hygiene and not just like get in the shower, get your hair clean, and you're good. Okay. So an easy way to see if you have enough supplies on hand is to first check the bathrooms for like things that are out on the counter, things that are in the shower, things that are under the sink that you might keep under there, and then also your back stock. Okay, so obviously the things in the tub and shower and the things out on the counter, those are like daily items. You want to make sure we have all these, there's enough, and there's a backstock of them. So just think about your getting ready routine and for your kiddos, and it's a little bit easier to make a list of what supplies you need to have on hand. I always have one item in use and then one as a backstock. That way, when the one I'm using is gone, I grab for my backstock and then I put that one on the list so that the next time I go to the store, I have enough in my backstock when I need it. Okay. If you have older kids, do you have all the feminine products or shaving or hair products and makeup items that they need or you like to use? Okay. Does your kiddo wear contacts or glasses? Maybe they do both. Do you need to make an appointment for them to have an updated prescription, or maybe you do, okay? Or just need to order more contacts if that's something that you've done recently. Get those scheduled now if that's needed, okay? And then check your personal hygiene supplies. Is there anything that needs to be ordered or on the shopping list? I know everyone shops differently now. The pandemic, that actually I feel like was a blessing that helped us kind of think out of the box on how we can get more done. So I know some of you do your online shopping, or at least you order your things online so that you can pick up easier that way. Okay. All right. I want you to also check all of your medications and supplements that you take, as well as other household members that you're in charge of. Do any of those need to be refilled? Will any of those require an appointment? And do any of your kids need their yearly physical? I know when we were in high school, we had to get a physical yearly. If you're doing sports, usually they require that. Okay, this is my soapbox. Call and make yourself a chiropractic exam. I cannot sing enough praises for my chiropractor and the way he helps me just stay in alignment and get me back in alignment when I'm out. but keep up on your appointments that help take care of you and keep you at your best so that you can take care of your kiddos and show up as your best self wherever you choose to be. Okay. All right. Are there any medications or inhalers that need to be at school with the nurse? Call or email and make an appointment to get those turned in, unless your kiddo's school allows walk-ins for that. You probably already know how they do it at your school. And then check your first aid supplies. You have Band-Aids, Neosporin, cold and flu meds, cough medicine, cough drops, all the things fall and winter illness related. I also like to have a 6-pack of Sprite and Gatorade on hand, which I'm actually out. I need to put that on the list. But I like to have those on hand. So it's nice to have, if someone starts feeling sick or falls ill, then they have those to kind of turn to, and I don't have to feel like, oh my gosh, I have to run to the store and get all these meds and all these fluids. So we already have them to turn to. So it's lovely to have. Now is the time to fill out any paperwork that you like if you'd like to volunteer. I did not do this last year because I figured, you know, I have Braylon. I can't ever go to a school event. They didn't really have a lot of school events. And a lot of school districts require a screening with that, which takes some time. So you can fill out the volunteer form, and then they do a screening that takes about 2 weeks to make sure they do a background check on you. But I would suggest to get it filled out now so that when your sweet 5th grader is giving a speech in front of the entire school, you don't miss out because you thought you wouldn't need it. That's not a personal story at all. Okay, moving on. Is there an IEP or any other specialized paperwork that needs to be filled out? And any appointments that are required for that paperwork, go ahead and make them now. Again, if this is your situation, you're probably on top of it, but this is just an extra reminder to hop on top of that and make sure you get your appointments in with the teachers and counselors. Do you have school and or work transportation worked out? Be sure to have a game plan for how each family member is getting to and from school, okay? And then wherever else they're going to be. I know sometimes you go straight to something else, but schools usually need a form filled out. I did Jaden's today, for how your child will be leaving school. They don't really care how they get there, but it's important for them to know because then they're responsible for them, how they're leaving. If they're leaving by bus, if they're walking home, if you're being the one to pick up, if they're being picked up by a daycare bus, okay? If drop off and or pickup times are difficult due to your work schedule, try to be creative with carpools. Maybe you have a neighbor that has kids that goes to the same school. Can you switch off, right? Maybe you can take and then they can bring home, something like that. And then same with after school activities. See if there's another parent that can drop off and you can take care of pickup, okay? Do you have your work travels arranged? Are you driving? Do you carpool? Maybe you take a train. I don't know where you live. Maybe you take a bus. Do you have those travels arranged? And then if you need any kind of train or bus pass, make sure you take care of that, okay? And then what are the extra activities that you and your kids will be involved in? Have you registered for them? Have you signed up and paid the fee? Are all the uniforms and required clothing purchased or at least ordered? Okay, take care of those. You're not in a rush or feeling like, oh, great, my kid's the only kid that doesn't have such and such. Okay, get it ordered now, or at the least put it on your list. You're like, okay, I know I need to do this and I'll get to it, right? All right. Check the school district or school website to be sure all your contact and emergency contact information is updated. Okay, think of people who would actually be available to pick up your kiddo if you weren't available to get them from school in an emergency, like maybe you're caught at the dentist or something. Somebody who would actually be able to pick them up, of course, who you trust from the school or an activity or daycare. Okay, and then this will also help you get updated info when the school sends emails, activity info, and event info. If all of that's updated, they can send you their 10 emails a week that they send. All right, I want you to think about, do you have a designated homework space so that you can help your kids feel focused on their work or help them with it if that's needed, okay? It's worked well in our home to have a list that I call it the after school list of things to do. Again, that might sound monotonous or too structured, but for my kiddos, that kind of structure works really well. So we're not just like, okay, now do this. Okay, now do this. And I get distracted because I'm trying to do laundry or dealing with the toddler. I can just tell them to refer back to the list. Okay, get back to your list. What's the next thing? Okay. This just helps everyone know what the expectations are. Okay. And there's only so many hours left in the day by the time the kids get home from school, by the time they get home from their activities, maybe by the time you get home from work, and even less if you're coming from an activity, right? So this time should be focused on homework, possibly a few chores, and then making, eating, and cleaning up from dinner, and then preparing for the next day and a bedtime routine, okay? If there are extra activities on certain nights, feel free, and I suggest this strongly, to keep the entire routine as simple as possible. Be creative for how to fit in homework and reading. Last year, the boys had hip hop on the same night. One would go in and then the other would go in after that hour. So while one was in hip hop, the other would work on homework and reading, and then they would switch. So that helped us get that done so that when we came home, we could focus on dinner and getting ready for bed. Okay. But keep dinner as simple as you can and plan ahead so you don't feel like you're scrambling. Oh, great. It's a busy night. And what are we going to do for dinner? Okay. You still want the activities to feel fun and be a good outlet, and you don't want them to feel like a burden. And so if things are out of sorts or unplanned, it's easy for those extra activities to feel like a burden. Okay. All right. If you do not have kiddos in your house, if all of that information was not helpful, I still want you to come up with an after work routine to follow so that you're happy with how your evening goes. Okay. This is the part where I said it was going to be your day, your way. You go to work and you have to do it probably your boss's way, but when you come home, I want it to be your way. How do I want this to look? Do I want to climb into my workout clothes and do my workout and get that over with? Do I want to take a shower and hop right into my jammies and just be comfortable because I did my workout in the morning? However you want your routine to look, come up with your own after work routine to follow, okay? And then be intentional with how you spend your time. And that is how we're happier with how our day went. All right, moving on to appointments. Make appointments for important items to keep up on, things like doctor appointments, eye exams. We kind of talked about that a little bit earlier. Dental exams. I know usually when we leave a dental exam, they have you schedule it for the next 6 months from now, and which none of us know what we're going to be doing 6 months from then. So if they're already scheduled, just kind of check when they are, and then write them in your planner so you are aware of them coming up when they do. Okay. Fresh haircuts for everyone. This always feels so nice to just get them freshened up and you're good to go. You feel good. Maybe you need an eyebrow and a nail appointment for you. Again, your chiropractic exam. Maybe you need a massage. Make a massage appointment. Everyone deserves one, especially mamas and working women. And then any other specialist that you fit into your life that helps you just take care of yourself and make sure that you're good to go. Make an appointment to see them. Okay. All right. I'm going to take a quick drink. So make sure you're making notes, and anything that comes to mind for what I say, I want you to write that down too, because that's something that will help you after this class. Okay. I want you to note dates and times of the teacher meet and greets into your planner. And then also things like locker day or walk the campus day to find their classrooms. Maybe there's an orientation day. Put those in your planner so you know how to plan around them. Okay. Check the school calendar and write your planned school days into your planner or calendar. Make sure you write down shortened days, days off from school. Those are fun to look forward to, but excuse me, they're also necessary if you're in a situation where your kids go to daycare or other people pick them up. Okay. Any other extra pickup items. If they're getting out early and you're the one that picks them up, you need to know to be there early to pick them up or be home for when they come home on the bus. Okay. And then do the same with extra activities, all the extracurricular activities that they might be involved in. Write those schedules into your planner and be aware that any of them that might be out of the norm. Okay. Check what form of communication that these activities use, whether they use email or calls or texts. Maybe they use an app that's getting popular now, so that you are up to date on any information changes or things that they want you to know about, okay? I always suggest having a big family calendar that you can keep out for everyone to see. We have a nice big one that we keep on the side of our fridge. The basic schedule should be on here, as well as any other appointments and commitments that can happen every now and then, right? So I've got like when the boys leave for the bus, which now will be different. They're going to be riding 2 different buses, 2 different schools. Hopefully Braylon will be added in there with her preschool schedule. We put dance schedules on there when I'm teaching. Sometimes that's different. And then like an appointment that comes up, a doctor appointment or anything like that. We want to put that on there because that really helps everyone in the household to see the comings and goings of everyone that's in the house. If we're all gone and my husband comes home and he's like, I don't remember what's going on, he can refer to the calendar and go, oh, right, they're all at dance tonight. They'll be home at such and such time. Okay. All right. I want you to make sure that you label each of the kids' personal supplies, okay, and go crazy on it, because things are going to get lost and end up in the lost and found. And it's so much easier to find them if they're labeled, okay? And I even just use sometimes my label maker. I put that all over things. I used it for costume pieces this last season, and through 5, 6, 7 times that they wore them, for their shirt, their pants, and their little visor that they wore, they all stayed on. So label maker, that's where it's at. Some teachers are great about supplying a sheet, like on the first day of school or the first week of school, supplying a sheet telling you a little bit about them at the beginning of the year. If not, you could send them a quick email and then ask a few questions. I like to know a little bit about them, like their favorite color, maybe their favorite treat, their drink of choice. Do they even like Starbucks? Because I don't want to give them a Starbucks card if they don't even like Starbucks, or Bath and Body Works. This is really helpful when you want to send a teacher gift. And this gives me a little guidance. If you happen to be a great gift giver, then follow your intuition and go with that. And then what's your plan for papers when the kids get home from school? Okay, make a plan so you can keep up on homework, papers that need to be signed, ones with info that you might need to write down for future reference, papers with dates or money requests on them, all the school things that come home. There's lots of things usually at the beginning of the year and things that kind of filter through during the year. And then finished assignments that they bring home, and of course, artwork, all the fancy artwork that they work so hard on. We want to not talk about this, kind of how to do all this. I have that in another training. But just know, like, there's different places to put these things, and it can be simplified so it doesn't drive you nuts. But I always suggest cleaning out their backpacks and their lunch bags, your work bag, purses, activity bags every single day, so that you're not missing anything that they failed to pull out, okay? All right, I want you to think about how you want each day to go. Think about your systems in your home and your routines throughout your day. These need to be set in place to help your day go much smoother. Okay, think about your schedule and each day and what you want it to be like. Your morning routine and morning schedule are the most important ones of the day. They set the tone for the rest of the day. If you'd like help with any of this, I have 2 great DIY options for you to get a jump start on getting things ready in your home and more organized. The first is my housekeeping boot camp for $17. It's 5 very short videos helping you plan action items, deep cleans, 1 home system, mind dumping, and how to tidy and declutter efficiently. This is a great first step into working with me if you'd like to see what it's like, and if you'd like to be able to implement this on your own time. This will help you focus on setting manageable goals and taking action on them. The videos are all pre-recorded and ready to go. My second option is my routine management course for $37. It was a live event I held in May of 2021, so it is pre-recorded, and it lives in a private Facebook group. And this course is actually before the end of the year. It's going to get a major facelift, so you will reap the benefits from this, okay? The routine management course will help you with making your daily schedules, daily routines, and start your home systems. Inside this course, you'll find learning how to make a list of your top 10 crucial tasks, creating your personal and household routines, such as getting ready for the week, workouts, and an evening routine, learning how to schedule efficiently, an intro on how to create your home systems that you need in your specific home. And then all of these 4 training videos, as well as a bonus video, are inside this course. And as soon as you purchase the course, you'll be added into the private Facebook group where the training videos are, okay? They're absolutely valuable, both of these are, and they'll help you in finding your direction. So message me today to purchase either one of these courses. They are standalone courses, so you could purchase both and be ready to hit the ground running this fall. If you want to take a deeper dive into any of this, any things that we talked about in the training today, or like those two DIY options, I also have my one-on-one coaching option called the Productive Planner. And it's a 4 coaching session option, which gives you the chance to have some personal attention on your home's needs and have some accountability with it too. If you're struggling at all with any of these areas or topics that I discussed today, don't wait for it to hopefully get better. Without functioning systems and routines in your home, it will not get better. This coaching package right now is $397, and it also gives you 4 weeks of Marco Polo access to me in between your sessions. So imagine having my eyes and ears on your home's needs as well as your needs throughout the whole 4-week session. It's invaluable. It's so nice to have, and I've gotten great feedback from my clients using this. Okay, what you can do with it is ask questions, get feedback on what you're working on, and then I get to cheer you on as you go. Give you some feedback on, hey, maybe move this place, or I would think about it this way, or you're doing amazing, don't stop, keep going, okay? This is perfect for having that accountability along the way. I'm offering an incentive with this Productive Planner package for being here or watching the replay. If you purchase the 4 coaching session option during the months of August or September, I'm going to throw in the housekeeping bootcamp and the routine management course. So message me today and I can help you decide which option would be best for you. We can also hop on a 30-minute free Coco Chat for, it's like a mini coaching session. We just kind of dive into what your actual needs are. It's a really good chance for you to see what it's like, again, to work with me and for you to ask any questions that you'd like. There's no obligation to work with me after. I just offer it for any clients who have not worked with me before. And you can choose. I just kind of let you go and you get back with me to let me know if you would like to work with me. But I'm so excited to help you make progress. So let me know how I can do that. Thank you for coming today and watching this training. I'm sending you all the good vibes for your fall season to be great. Talk soon.